I want to know, what was your overall reaction to last night's game?
Great win. I'm very happy to shut out all those Pistons fans that are starting this narrative that he's a flopper. A game-winning three was the best way to shut them up. Um, Overall series, I was not that pleased with. I don't think we should have went to six with the Pistons. Um, I mean, I'm hoping better in the future. I don't really see them going that far in this playoff simply because they're just teams that are better. But I hope maybe we can get some more depth players and just hopefully have a better shot next year.
I 1000% agree with you because the Knicks won by 3 points, and Tim Hardaway and Cade Cunningham from three combined from 1 of 14. The Knicks shouldn't have won game six because in the game, it was like first quarter, Knicks up. Second quarter, Pistons come back. Third quarter, Knicks go up big. Fourth quarter, they choke away the lead again, and you have Tom Thibodeau. The last bits of his hair is falling out because the Knicks are so hot and cold. I mean, props to the starters, every single one of them in double digits. What about this bench, though? Because at some point against the Boston Celtics, who have a deeper bench, the bench scored 6 points. That's non-sustainable going up against the Boston Celtics. I really genuinely think a sweep, whatever the odds are for a sweep, I would take it. 1,000%.
Yeah.
Because especially if you're telling me that Mikal Bridges is going to average 44 minutes, at least in this game, Jalen Brunson is going to be having over 40, obviously, and he could sometimes get cold. If he didn't hit that, for instance, if he didn't hit that three, he shot 2 of 9 from three. Karl Anthony Towns, I'm actually brought this up. You hyping it up before. Where was he? This was after game 2, I think. Where was he? And in this one, he had
Yeah.
no points. He had one free throw in the fourth quarter. Going up against Porzingis, Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. To me, you can't have that from your second best player.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little nervous in the beginning, and then I saw that clip of you calling out Cat, and then he performed. So I was like, all right, Cat's back. He saw the video, like he's here now.
I hope so.
Um, I mean, like I said, I mean, the bench just needs to like pick it up. I feel like we have the most inconsistent bench. Either the bench wins us the game, or the bench is nowhere, and all of our starters have to have 40 plus minutes. Jalen Brunson is not going to be able to carry us. I just don't think it's possible. Was fighting through an injury last game, or game five, and that's why he shot so poorly. And I guess he picked it up now, but there's just no way we're going to be able to sustain how we're playing without a bench. And bottom line, we need depth. We need depth players. Campaign is solid. Mitch is okay. McBride is nowhere. He's a ghost now. I don't know where he's been. He hasn't been doing
I called this
anything at all
last
this
year.
entire
I said
series.
this last year.
He looked like a six-man of the year candidate last year. Now he's gone. So I don't know what happened.
I said this last year when they were trying to figure out, what move should be made. If Miles McBride, Deuce McBride, is your number one threat coming off the bench, you're going to lose. It's just the way it is. Because at least with the Pistons, you have Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench. He's a defensive guy. And hell, you had Malik Beasley coming off the bench who had 300 threes made this season. They're scorers. Deuce McBride, 1 of 3 from the floor. Or one of 3 from 3, 1 of 4 from the floor. He was a -6 in a victory. -6. The entire bench was a minus. And Mitchell Robinson, the one thing that he's known for is the offensive rebounds. Can you take a wild guess at how many he had in this game?
Who?
1. 1 offensive rebound.
Yeah.
This is non-sustainable. Yeah, Jalen Brunson, 40 points in a win. Beautiful. Karl Anthony Towns can't have 10 points. And we already saw in the game prior. Josh Hart could shoot poorly. OG could shoot poorly. As long as you have Jalen Brunson and Cat, you're fine. But you can't have a miss here and a miss there from from at least your number 2 player. You can't.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that the Knicks go for like Dante. Want Dante back. We need his physicality. When that missed 3-pointer by Mikal, I don't forget what game that was, like game 3 or something. From the top of the key, I was like,
Oh yeah.
remind me of that
Yeah.
Celtic Sixers game. So I'm hoping that I think they need to get him back. Everyone's asking for it. It got to happen. And put him on the bench or put McCall on the bench and have them rotate. Need something. We need a consistent bench score, and we just don't have that.
I completely agree with you. I think right now what's interesting is, and I hate this narrative so much, it's playoff basketball. It's going to be physical. Having JB Bickerstaff complain almost every game about foul calls, it's ridiculous because you're shooting about the same amount of free throws. The Knicks, like in the game where he really was complaining, the Knicks committed more fouls than the Pistons did. And I hear from I enjoy the physicality. I enjoy that toughness, that playoff basketball. Someone had an issue with it, saying that I should be watching MMA or hockey. The fact that I like, altercations and arguments, stuff like that. No, I think it's better than boring basketball where it's just pass, shot, rebound, pass, shot. No, I like Dylan Brooks, Jimmy Butler. I like Malik Beasley going up against Cat again. I like those types of altercations. The physicality, it brings a level that normal basketball, through 82 games just doesn't give you. So JB Bickerstaff complaining about fouls and physicality and Jalen Brunson, stop that. Just absolutely stop that. It's stupid.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, all the Pistons fans talking about how they didn't get calls or anything like that. Game 6, Hardaway pushes over Mitch Robinson trips and he pushes an Anunoby over Mitch Robinson, and there's no call at all.
Right.
No call. I was tight. That should have been a flagrant. I don't know how that didn't get called. And also on that missed 3 on Hardaway, when
Josh
they were talking about that,
game.
no foul. And Tobias Harris is hugging his right arm so he can't get the rebound.
Right.
And nobody talks about that.
Yeah, to me, it's like we always talk about how, in the NFL, we don't want that 30-second defensive pass interference call. Oh, we hate the holding call when it's like, for instance, the Super Bowl against the Eagles the first time. We had the James Bradbury, I think Juju Smith-Schuster. There was a defensive hold on that. And we're like, you can't call it at that moment. On a Tim Hardaway 3 where Josh Hart, I mean, it wasn't like he shoved him out of bounds and it was egregious. No, it was just body-to-body contact. And actually, Pistons fans are going to hate this. If you actually look at Tim Hardaway when he shoots it, he does kick his leg out, which would be an offensive foul on Hardaway. So if we want to say, it should have been a foul on Hart, look at Tim Hardaway. He kicks out.
Yeah.
That could have been called. It wasn't egregious. Josh Hart didn't deck him. It was just he went up for it. There was a little bit of a, chest to shoulder action. I like that because the refs are not getting involved in the key spots of the game. They're not the ones determining the outcome of the game.
Yeah. And even before there was even contact, his hands were already above the ball, so he had to jerk the ball weird to actually get the shot off. So there wasn't even initial contact that it messed up his entire shot motion. It was the initial hands blocking the ball that made Hardaway had to just a shot and miss it.
Exactly. So far in the playoffs, the bench is averaging 10.7 points per game. Meanwhile, your next opponent, the Boston Celtics, their bench in the playoffs is averaging 19.2. During the regular season, the Knicks bench is shooting 35.8% from 3. The Celtics, 38.5%. So it's just a flip of those two numbers there. The Celtics from the floor off the bench, 47.5 compared to 43.5 from the Knicks. 30.4 points in the regular season for the Celtics, 21.7 for the Knicks. The bench is going to be an X factor here. We've seen it in the series for the Clippers and the Nuggets. When the Nuggets bench goes ice cold, you're either going to need Jamal Murray to shoot score 43 points, or Jokic to have a 30, 20, 10 triple-double, or you're not winning that game. We've already seen that happen. And I think that's the Knicks going to get into a late-game situation. Let's say this series is able to go 6 somehow. That 6th game, I guarantee you, Cat's going to be exhausted because he's going to have to be going body to body with Al Horford and as well as Kristaps Porzingis. Jalen Brunson's going to be locked down by Drew Holiday if he comes back from his injury. Or Peyton Pritchard, he's a little bit of a shifty guy. It's going to get to a point where you're just going to be exhausted from all the physicality, and your bench is going to be Deuce McBride versus Al Horford and Peyton Pritchard and all that. It's not sustainable. It really isn't.
Yeah, I mean, I went into this Pistons series knowing that it would just a means to an end. I personally don't think there's a way that we're getting past the Celtics. I'm hoping it's Celtics in 5 just so we can get something out of it. But I knew this was going to be a year where stuff wasn't going to line up perfectly for us. I mean, it's happy to have a series win as always. But I feel like the Knicks playoff run has unfortunately come to an end.
I want to give you a little bit of a positive outlook because I do agree with you. The Knicks, their season's done. It could be in a month from now, whenever the case may be, but they're not winning the NBA Finals. After that Pacers-Bucks series, does anybody new catch your eye that could potentially be available after the crushing series loss?
Yeah, I mean, I would like it, but it just would be a matter of what we would have to give up. Because we gave up all of our picks from Mikal. I Looking back at it, I honestly regret it. But I mean, we could give up Mikal. I don't really know what else we'd have to give up. But then it also is a consistent question of then what do we do with our bench? Because we're in the same scenario that we were without Giannis. And maybe we don't need a bench when we have Giannis and Cat and Brunson. But I mean, I feel like the best bet is to maybe get a solid power forward, move Mikal or Josh Hart to the 6 man, and just get some more depth pieces and try to run it back.
That's a good plan to me. So currently, you have a second-round pick from Memphis this year. Next year, 2026, you have 2 firsts. One that's your own and one that's Washington, but it is top 10 protected. And you also have a second round there. You really don't have a lot of capital that I think the Bucks would be interested in because obviously they don't have a first-round pick till 2031. So in my mind, the people won't necessarily, you won't need to be trading away like 3 people, like maybe in a Carmelo Anthony trade way back when. I think it will be based on picks and maybe one player, whether that be Mikal Bridges or Josh Hart or whoever you want to move. I think that it is going to be focused on picks, and I do think Giannis is done.
Yeah.
And if he goes to the Knicks, Mitch Robinson, Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, OG, you have defense, you have a power forward, you have physicality. You already have your shooting from Cat and from Brunson and from OG occasionally. That I get, but then again, it's bench. We're in the same situation we are now.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great. It would be fun to watch and see how that kind of dynamic works. But I feel like we would have to give up probably Mitch, probably Mikal. I feel like if the Knicks gave up Josh Hart, the fans would hate them even more because everyone was heartbroken when they got rid of Dante, and nobody understood why.
That's right.
But I mean, like I said, I don't really know how the trade would pan out. I was worried that in pursuing for a star last offseason that we would have to lose either Dante or Hart, and we lost Dante. Looking back, I'd rather have obviously Cat than Dante, but I mean, I would like to have both as well, but sometimes that can't happen.
You need that guy off the bench and Dante, because then you would have Dante DiVincenzo, Mitch Robinson off the bench. Then you would also have Deuce McBride. Dante would be that next level scorer, and then Deuce McBride wouldn't need to be that key one coming off the bench. So I actually agree with you on that. But you know what? I would say, because I remember you were not happy when Dante got traded. Looking back, safe to say your mind is in a better spot now about it.
Yeah, definitely. Cat definitely showed up. I think that his tenure, if he stays how he was, will be better on the Knicks than on the on the Timberwolves. But I mean, like I said, I'm happy he showed up. I'm very happy because if he didn't, I'd be still complaining about losing Dante till this day. But I'm hoping that we can get him back in the offseason. I've heard some rumors about that, so hoping that happens.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching this clip of the Harvey Hour. If you want to watch the full show, you can by clicking the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to take the show with you on the go, it is available wherever you get your podcast. We go live here on YouTube every single Tuesday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the notification bell to get notified whenever we upload a video and whenever we go live.